So what is the PERM process and how can you sponsor your employee for a green card? The PERM process is a process before the Department of Labor where you, as an employer, are going to guarantee that you are not displacing a willing, able, and qualified American worker for that position. How does the process work? Well, first, you have to clearly define the position. We have to work with you as the employer to define what the actual requirements for that position are, what the potential prevailing wage is going to be, and what the entire process is going to look like. Once we have that position defined, we will place that position within certain SOC codes and give you, the employer, an estimate of what we are seeing as prevailing wages for that position in your part of the country. Once we define that position, we go to the Department of Labor and we ask for a prevailing wage determination. What is the prevailing wage determination? Well, it's what the Department of Labor deems to be the prevailing wage for American workers in that or similar positions in that part of the country. So let's say you want a senior engineer with 5 years of experience. Prevailing wage determination comes back. They say it's going to be $65,000 as a prevailing wage. What does that mean? That once that person gets their green card, you're going to have to pay at least $65,000 a year. Generally speaking, Department of Labor wages are not well adapted to the market, and they tend to be, depending on the region, a bit lower than actual wages. That depends, and it's on a case-by-case basis. So you have that prevailing wage determination from the Department of Labor. They take 4, 5, 6 months sometimes to give you a prevailing wage. Now you have to go do the recruitment process. There's a mandatory recruitment that you have to do over a period of 60 days. So you need to do, over a 30-day period, you have to do 3 mandatory publications in the EB3 and EB2 categories. One of the mandatory publications is going to be a general circulation print newspaper. Second mandatory publication requirement or advertisement requirement is the state workforce agency. And the third one is the company's office. So you need to make other employees aware that you are opening up this position. Those 3 advertising requirements are the same for EB2 advanced degree professionals and EB3 skilled workers and professionals without experience or advanced degrees. In the EB2, the advanced degree or exceptional ability category, you have to do 3 additional publications out of a list of 11 options. What are some of those options? Well, online posting board, ethnic newspaper, radio, the company's website. There are many. So now you've done that recruitment process, you've published for 30 days, and now you have to wait 30 days for qualified applicants to show up for that position. Now you might be wondering, oh, I'm going to get 400, 500 people for that position. There are ways that we can have positions that fit the reality and have a low likelihood of receiving hundreds and hundreds of applicants, all within the framework of guaranteeing that there is a bona fide job offer in good faith, a job offer made in good faith. So now you've waited your 30 days and you say the people who showed up for this position did not qualify, right? And we set up a recruitment report to explain why these people did not qualify. Some of them don't qualify clearly because they don't have the degree, they don't have the experience, they didn't follow the instructions in the posting. Others might qualify, you might have to interview them. That part we cannot be involved with as attorneys. So let's suppose you did not find the person to fill that position that was willing, able, and qualified to take it. Now you go to the Department of Labor and you submit Form ETA 9089 in the online flag system. Now this is a critical part of the process. Every detail, every period, and I am not exaggerating, every period, every dot on the I has to be absolutely perfect. Now it is a fairly mechanical process. There isn't a lot of fluff involved in the process. It's very mechanical. Everything is a set of gears that once set in motion should naturally lead to a green card. So you submit that ETA 9089 before the Department of Labor, and now is the longest wait. Right now they're taking about 490 days for some cases. We've had cases approved in much less, 6 months, 7 months out of the Department of Labor, but that's what the Department of Labor's website says right now, 496 days. What does that mean? Well, It means that a big part of the process is waiting. So the best thing you can do as an employer if you want a foreign worker to be able to stay is to start the process as early and as expeditiously as possible. So once you have that certified ETA 9089, you go to Immigration Services, and that's when they actually ask for the green card. The burden on any perm process is on the employer. It is the employer who has to pay the fees, and it is the employer who has to produce the evidence. And that's where we come in. We will guide you throughout the entire process, strategizing and making sure that you have all the information you need to have a successful outcome. My name is Diego Busillos. I hope this perm video was useful to you, and if you have any questions, please reach out to us. We are here to help.